Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Awesome video for y'all. I gotta admit, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, the 6.5 Creedmoor bandwagon. I think I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I've never shot a 6.5 Creedmoor in my life. To this day, I am popping my 6.5 Creedmoor virginity. Popping my virginity, is that a thing? I don't think that's how the saying goes. But anyway, I've never shot a 6.5 before, but there are thousands and thousands of people out there that absolutely love this round. And I've got to figure out what all the hype is about. And I want to tell you a little bit of kind of the reasoning and the rationale behind why I bought this specific gun in this specific caliber. So to start off with, let's talk about the gun. You already know that's a 6.5 Creedmoor. The gun itself is a Savage Axis. This is the later model. It's not one of the newer models. One of the newer models has a little different stock situation going on right here, but this is a complete stainless steel barrel. It is, I call it a pencil barrel style, so it's not a thick bull barrel that has a threaded end or anything like that. So it's just a stainless pencil barrel, kind of your budget-oriented, everyday outdoorsman type of gun. The good thing about it is it does have the Accu trigger on this gun, which is really, really nice. So if you've been keeping up with the channel, one of the reasons why I was looking specifically at the Savages is because I shoot a 308 Savage, and back during deer season, Brittany actually shot her first deer ever with that 308 Savage, which she likes because of the Accu trigger. So I wanted to find a gun that she could shoot that was not a very big round, that I thought I could mitigate the recoil, but I also didn't want to break the bank and spend thousands and thousands of dollars. So I'm not gonna lie, I went to Walmart. I was actually scrolling through the Walmart aisles one day and come across this lone gun in the gun safe, and it was this 6.5 Creedmoor Savage Axis stainless steel. And I said, what a better way to justify buying a 6.5 Creedmoor to jump on the bandwagon. And the positive thing about it, guys, this gun was $296. Before taxes, it was under 300 bucks. So after taxes, I was right over $300 for the gun. It did not come with the scope. Now on the, as far as the scope goes, Athlon was kind enough to send me down an Athlon Neos scope, which is actually a really, really nice scope on top of this gun. It is a 6x18 power illuminated reticle. And it has the BDC reticle as well. So really, really sharp looking scope. I think it's a 1-inch tube, 40 millimeter, 44 objective lens out on the end of it. Sorry for my verbiage there. So I've got a Picatinny, just a typical standard Picatinny rail on top. Got the scope on here. It's got a parallax adjustment on the side. I've done a video on this scope briefly, but this is the scope that I got for the gun to go on too. So super, super excited about this gun, and only thing we got left to do is shoot it. I'm going to be shooting the Hornady American Whitetails. So these are the rounds that I got to try to shoot out of this gun, and they were $24 per box. Now, I did not buy this ammunition here in my home state of North Carolina. I actually had to travel way up north when we were visiting some family to get this ammunition, but it was $24.99, which is a really, really good buy for the Hornady American Whitetail. It is a kind of an odd grain bullet. It's 129 grains, and it's called the interlock bullet. If you're not familiar with it, I like to explain it, I guess describe it as Hornady's take on the classic Remington core lock bullet, which has killed a lot of animals throughout the years. But I've heard nothing but good things about this Hornady round, so we're gonna try that and see how it does. I've already got this magazine loaded up. So this Savage Axis does come with a detachable box magazine, which is kind of cool. I like having that idea of the actual magazine itself. And from what I can tell, for the most part, this magazine does well as far as locking in. There's not really an easy way for you to bump it on a deer stand or catch it on a tree, anything like that, to make it, I guess, lose for you to lose it. So we're gonna tighten this thing down and we're gonna shoot at one of these targets. I've got this thing bore sighted, so I've never shot this thing before. So this is gonna be the first time I've ever pulled the trigger on it. So let's get the Walker game ears on. And I'm gonna let you guys watch me take my first ever shots here with the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm super excited, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of fun here, especially when we talk about guns and ammunition. I absolutely love this part of the channel. So thanks for hanging out with me. Let's send one downrange, guys. I'm so excited right now. All right, so we hit low. So still just a touch low. Looks like a touch low and about a touch to the left. A little bit of a wind blowing, but we're not shooting so daggum far away that the wind should have that big of a factor. We're about 80, probably about 80 yards right here. Take another shot. About a ½ inch to the right and about a ½ inch high. I'm not gonna make any adjustments there. Ooh, I don't know if that. There we go. So FYI right there, guys, this box magazine, whenever I shot, the bottom side of it actually popped down. So when I tried to put another bullet in it, it was not seated all the way in there, so it looks like that was part of the recoil that did that. So let's pop another round off here. So that one was a little low. We are out of bullets. So the second to last shot was right at the bullseye, about a ½ inch to the right and about a ½ inch high. That last shot was about 3 inches low, but dead center up and down wise. So not bad there. And I'm going to show you guys these shots as it goes, but we'll put another 4 rounds in here and see if we can get this thing dialed in. Now, a lot of times with a new gun, especially a cheaper budget oriented new gun, put this gun back on safe, you have to shoot several rounds through it to really get the barrel to smoothen up. And smoothing, I don't know if that's smoothing up, is that a word? We're gonna make it a word down here in North Carolina. A lot of times where it's machined, it'll be very, very rough inside where the rifling is, and a lot of times you have to shoot several rounds through it to really get that barrel to break in. And a lot of times your cheaper rifles, you will have to shoot more rounds through it to get that barrel to break in. Now, I don't know if that is going to be the case on this gun or not. I don't know. But I know the shot before last hit very, very close to where I was aiming as far as a bullseye goes. So let's get this turned over here. Check the barrel. Barrel's fairly warm. Now, again, this is a pencil barrel, so can't shoot that many rounds, not like you can off of a fluted barrel or a bull barrel. It'll heat up pretty fast. So let's shoot another one downrange, guys. So still a little low, it looks like. Looks like about 2 inches low, and back on safe, let's see, about 2 inches low and about 1 inch from that last shot, which is still low. So I don't know if that's just a bullet issue or if that's a gun issue. Let's go another inch up and see what that will do there. I'm still shooting at that center bullseye. It's a pretty good shot right there. That's actually touching the hole of the really good shot that I had. But that right there was also after adjusting that scope up about 4 inches. I mean, not 4 inches, another inch, 4 clicks. which is an inch at roughly 100 yards, which are not quite at 100 yards. So it's probably about every 6 inches here. 5 to 6 inches would give me an inch. Let's shoot these last two, that dead center, and then we'll come back and shoot some more at some of the smaller corner targets. Another good shot within a ½ inch of that last one. Staying slightly to the right though, so I'm gonna move it 2 clicks back to the left, which that first time that I moved it to the right after that after that second shot, it was probably a little aggressive. I probably shouldn't have moved it. And that's some pretty sweet groups right there. Again, so notice that right there, guys. Maybe not. No, I'm out. Sorry, I can't count. I thought I had one more in there, but I thought that magazine had popped down again, keeping me from going in there. So yeah, guys, that barrel is definitely hot. So we gotta let this puppy cool down a little bit. But man, what a sweet little round. Show you guys that it's empty here, nothing in the chamber. What a cool little rifle this is. Stainless steel, just the perfect round to get a hunter out into the woods. A good all-weather rifle, synthetic stock, Accu trigger, which is adjustable, by the way. The stock does feel a little cheap, a little plasticky, and I mean, you can kind of hear that hollow beat to it. But from what I can tell, it does look like the barrel is free floated all the way down. So I don't really see any place that this barrel is touching the stock, which a lot of times you will see on a cheaper rifle. So not bad there. Good job by Savage for doing that. And what is crazy to me is that it's a under $300 gun right here. I want to walk you guys down here. Let's go take a look at the group that I shot. I want to put this gun back in this little holder here, so that way we can let this bad boy cool down a little bit. And let's walk down here and let's take a look. All right, so let me walk you through kind of where I hit. So my very first shot was here. Second shot was here. Now, this is where it gets a little squirrely. My third shot was actually one of these here. So you can see there's two holes right there. My third shot was actually this one right here. And then my fourth and fifth shot was fourth here, fifth there. And then the last 3 shots that I made after making my adjustment, I shot right here. So that's a very, very good group. Now, the last bullet that I shot, I actually put touching this hole right here. And again, that was after moving it those 2 clicks back to the right, where I made an adjustment based off of this shot here, which I probably shouldn't have. I was actually probably pretty close to being dead on. I was probably pulling that a little bit. So looks like I may need to go back and adjust 1 or 2 more clicks to the left to try to bring this group over. If I can bring that group straight over and bring that group to right in that area about a ½ inch high, that right there is going to be the money spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, I'm going to move that over to the left a couple clicks, and we're going to start shooting at these little bitty targets here in the corners and just see what happens, see what we can get grouping wise out of there. I've only got 1 box of ammunition because I've got 2 other boxes put up that I'm trying to save for deer season, because right now, guys, the ammunition situation is not all that great, as you probably are well aware of. And 6.5 Creedmoor, well, let's just say that $1.19, not even $1.19, like $1, might as well say $1 a round is what I paid for that ammunition, is no longer the case. We're looking at about $1.60 a round if I can find that exact Hornady ammunition. So check this barrel. She's still a little warm. We're gonna let that barrel die down just a little bit. I'm gonna go and get me a drink of water, let that cool off. We'll load back up, and then we're gonna send some more rounds downrange, see what kind of groups we can get now that we got this scope dialed in. But a sweet gun. all the way around for the most part now. I still want to shoot it a couple more times before I give you my honest opinion on it. And then the next thing is going to be the true test as to if it will bring down a whitetail deer. I've heard pros and I've heard cons about the 6.5 from a hunting standpoint. I've heard some people say they love it. I've heard some people say that they don't like it. We're not going to be taking it out shooting any elk or mule deer or anything like that. We're going to be shooting strictly whitetail bucks here in North Carolina with this gun. So I think it's going to do fairly well. It's going to be very similar to like a 270. A little heavier than a 243, but a 270, 260 bullet, very similar to that if you guys are familiar with that round. So I think it's going to do very, very well here. Very flat shooting gun. So let that baby cool down and we're going to see what kind of groups we can get. So what I may do is try to shoot 2 or 3 rounds at each of those small targets. We've got roughly 12 bullets left, so I probably need to just shoot 3 rounds at each of them to kind of see how it goes from there. So we got 1 in the chamber. Let's get this bad boy loaded back up, get her cinched in. Perfect. All right, guys. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, before I shoot, I didn't make my adjustment. So let's go back to the left 2 clicks. See what that does. See if that'll help bring those bullets back over a little bit. So dead on up and down wise, but a touch high. Shooting for the bottom right target. Same thing, about 1 inch high, but a pretty good group left and right wise. So I feel like I figured out, I've got the left and right pretty much done, but I'm shooting high now for some reason. It's not a bad group. About 1 inch high at 100 yards. Last one was pretty much in there. About 1/4 of an inch to the left of the bullseye. Got my barrel back hot again, so let me let this thing cool down. We're gonna shoot it 3 more times, guys. And if I group it again just like that, I'll take y'all down there and let y'all see what that grouping is. But I haven't showed y'all any close-ups of this gun yet. Let y'all take a look at this sucker. Just a sweet, sweet little gun for $296 before taxes. You can't beat it. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about with the pencil barrel, that right there is what I'm talking about. It's not threaded, it's not thick, and for you control freaks out there, I just showed you that it's empty. There's nothing in the chamber. So you can see this thing is just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful gun. All stainless steel. Now, there's going to be some stainless steel guns out there that's going to look a little bit better than this one, but from a pure getting it done standpoint, you can't get no better than this. And lightweight, this is probably, I'm going to venture out, I've got a Remington Model 700 that's very similar to this gun. That's as far as the weight goes, but I think this one actually may have it because, but again, I think it is partly due because of this stock, how kind of cheap and plasticky and lightweight this stock is. That'll help it, and how thin the barrel is. But if you're not taking it to the range and shooting 300-400 rounds through it, which I don't plan on doing with this gun, we just plan on target practicing every now and again, making sure it's still zeroed, and then taking it into the woods and actually hunting with it, you can't ask for any better round. Recoil is a little tough. It's a little more from this gun than what my 308 is, but my 308, it's a heavier gun, number one. Number two, it's got a muzzle brake on it, and that helps out a pretty good bit. Try to cutting down on the recoil, but it's not bad. It's definitely manageable. So just a sweet, sweet little gun. I think that barrel's cooled down a little bit. We're gonna give it just a little bit longer, guys, and then we'll load up another 3, and we will see what kind of groups we can get then. walking all over the place now. That's the last one. Barrel may not have let that barrel cool down enough. But we'll walk down here anyway, show you guys what we're cooking with on that group. So let me show you guys what we did. So I showed y'all last time, this was the group that I shot, and then I made my adjustment slightly to the left. Well, then down here, I shot this group. So my first shot was here, second shot was there, third shot was there. So kind of, I'm gonna say it's not quite MOA, maybe slightly MOA. It's not the best of group, but somewhere in there. Well, then I shot again over here. First shot was there, you know, 2 inches high, roughly, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 high. So I made an adjustment after I shot that bullet, because that's matching pretty close with these here, and that could have been just a random flower. I could have pulled it or whatever the case is. Adjusted it down and then got this random shot here, which very easily could have been me that pulled. Next shot I shot here, which I think is a little bit better up and down wise, was a lot more realistic, I think. I don't know if it's me pulling or what the situation is, but the gun definitely should group better than that right there. I mean, that's not a good group, and that's more than likely me. This is more like how that gun should shoot. I mean, that's a very good 3-shot group, and you know, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds were shot before we shot that group there. So that's how that gun should shoot, and that's probably what that gun is capable of shooting right there, just slightly sub MOA. Very good groups right there, but my guess is either A, I was tired and was not holding steady, was flinching, something along those lines is what happened here. Still, from a killing a deer perspective, what does the old timers say? Hit a pie plate at 100 yards, you can kill it. I don't necessarily go by that, but definitely that's going to kill a deer. But I want to find groups that are more like that one right there. That's what I'm looking for grouping wise in my deer rifles. But all in all, a pretty sweet little gun. Hold it and show y'all. So to kind of recap some of the positives and the negatives about this firearm, to show y'all, you guys, this thing is empty. Take the detachable magazine out, which this is actually going to go into one of the positives. This box magazine, for a cheap gun, typically you see a lot cheaper feeling magazine than what this one is. This magazine is actually in pretty good shape. That one time that I shot, it popped down, and to be honest with you, after looking at it, what I think happened, this bog pod where it cinches down on the stock, I think this stock is so cheap that it actually flexed it enough to where it allowed this backside of this magazine pop down, so that whenever I tried to put a round in, it would not catch, the bolt wouldn't catch the backside of the bullet to push it in there. So I think that was kind of I'm not gonna call it my fault, but kind of possibly an error on my end. But still, from what I can tell, the bullets load in there fairly well. They are fed fairly decent, and it doesn't feel really cheap. It is plastic right here, so it's not metal like some of them are, but at the end of the day, that's not really a big issue to me. As long as it works, it's not going to break and it holds up. That's the main thing. So positive there. Stainless steel bolt, so they're going to get some, I guess, some brownie points there. I hate whenever a company gives you a nice stainless steel barrel and then they get over here to the action and they cheap out on you from the as far as a barrel goes, which is really nice. The weight of this gun is probably, in my opinion, the #1 positive that I like about this gun. The way that you can carry this gun through the woods, you can put it in carry it in one of your fancy book bags if you want, and it's not going to take up a whole lot of room in a truck if you're traveling somewhere, and it's not going to take up a lot of weight if you're packing in a lot of stuff, say on an overnight trip, or if you're going out of town hunting somewhere that is weight sensitive. It's not going to take up that much. Stainless barrel speaks for itself. Very low maintenance on these stainless steel barrels. What I may need to do, and probably what happened, is This barrel probably got dirty. I probably need to go in and clean it. I'm gonna say that mixed with me being slightly tired is playing a factor into those last groups. But this gun is definitely capable of shooting, obviously, that first group that I showed you. I mean, the gun's capable of shooting that type of group, that sub MOA. There's no reason that gun shouldn't be able to do it. But for $296, you are going to get what you pay for. But in my opinion, you're getting a whole lot more for your money with this package here. So if you're on the brink looking to try to find a gun that's not going to break the bank, maybe you're interested in trying out a new caliber and don't know if you're going to like that caliber or not, going this route is a phenomenal way to go. Go check out Walmart, go check out some of your local gun stores. They should sell these Savage Axis models. Definitely, I do promote buying from your mom and pop store if you have that option to spend an extra $10, $15, $20 with them to get a gun like this. Go and do that. Like I said, the reason why is because I could not find this 6.5 Creedmoor or a 243 anywhere in stock that had a stainless barrel that was not $1,000. So the fact that Walmart had it there, had it in stock, was the reason why I chose to purchase this gun. But I definitely support small businesses. If you have that opportunity to put your money into your local communities, definitely keep doing that. But what an overall amazing gun, guys. If you're in the market looking for a 6.5 Creedmoor, you don't want to break the bank, check out the Savage Axis stainless steel barrel. Throw you a decent little scope on there. Go check out Athlon Scope, by the way. They make some really good optics, and they make optics for everybody. Let me put it that way. They have some that are expensive, I'm not gonna lie. They've got some top quality competition style glass, and then they've got your budget oriented everyday working man scopes that will get you in the woods and get you hunting, very similar to this Athlon Neos right here. So go check those guys out. If you're looking for a budget oriented build, definitely the way to go right here. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching the video. If you're new to Southern Extreme TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button in the top left corner. It means the world to me. Trying to grow this thing to 100,000 subscribers. So every click gets me one step closer. It means the world to me. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.